Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, and for today's video I'm going to share my third team that I've used up in the Great League, and this team is really nice, which I have come up with because it put me in the veterans. So I'm going to share this team with you guys. So this team is consisting of double grounds in the back, but since as you guys can see, this is double ground as well as double flyer as well. So what I felt while checking the PvPoke rankings, that Skarmory and Gligar really do make a good combination over here, because though both are flying types, they have a really good secondary typing being steel and ground over here. So with steel and flying, Skarmory is actually weak to the steel types because it does not have any move to hit them with, and it is actually weak against electric as well, which my Gligar can handle really well because it is part ground. So electric and steel coverage I have with my Gligar over here. So that is the reason I'm using this two over here, and my closure over here is being the Whiscash over here. So this is basically a team which people used to run 2-3 seasons back with Skarmory and Swampert core, but now Swampert with the nerfed Earthquake have gone down the meta, and now Whiscash have replaced it completely over here. So the core over here is going to be Whiscash and Skarmory with a safe swap of Gligar over here, which can handle the fightings, the steals, the grass as well. So this is the thought process that I had while building this team up, and this team put me into veterans over here. So without further delay, let's quickly jump into the first battle, and I pick up a lead against Victreebel over here, which is really good, and they safe swap out into their Medicham, which I don't have a really hard response against because it have access to Ice Punch. But since they went for a Power Up Punch, I believe they are not running Ice Punch over here, but still I cannot come in with my Gligar over here because the really bad matchup against Victreebel is going to have with my Whiscash over here. So I'll be going for the first Kai attack, get the shield, and then I'll be coming back with my Whiscash over here. And they went for a Psychic, which deals quite a bit of damage over here because though it is nerfed, it is boosted right now with the power up punches coming in. So I'll be going for the next called that already puts the Medicham quite low, and now from this kind of range I will be going for the next Mud Bomb, which I'll be going, but before that I'll be taking in one more power up punch which I can easily handle, and then I'll be going for the next Mud Bomb that does get the shield, because I don't want to shield this up because my Gligar have really got a good matchup against the Victreebel as well because of the part steel, part flying type on it. So I can let this next power up punch go through as well, and let's see what they comes back in with. I believe it's going to be a Lantern or maybe a Bastiodon, and let's see what they comes back in with. It's going to be a Basti, which I was quite sure, and now they switches out into their own Victreebel, and I'll be going for the next Aerial Ace over here with my Gligar. So this team is quite common right now, so which I have faced, that is going to be Basti, Victreebel and Wigglytuff, but it is a bit different. So moving on with the next battle, I pick up a lead against Whiscash over here. So this is the toughest lead which I can face up because I don't have a hard response of Whiscash over here, because with Scald it can really put so much pressure onto my Gligar as well, which is going to be my safe swap, and now I have to go for the next Brave Bird of my own. So Brave Bird hits quite hard, but since it is dropped, my attack is dropped, I have to go for, like, it is dealing a bit of less damage, but now I have to come back in with my own Whiscash. So Whiscash into a Whiscash with a bit of advantage, and they went for the Scald, which hits neutral and does drop my defense like attack as well, which is not good, and which they comes back in with their Annihilape over here. And now on this kind of range I went for one Scald, and which I believe this is going to be a Shadow Ball, which does take me out, which I believe is not going to be the good thing for this battle, because I thought it was a Ice Punch which I could have survived, but it was not. It was Shadow Ball over here. To which now I'll be coming back with my Gligar, and then I'll be going for the first Aerial Ace over here. Aerial Ace does land, but it does not knock out the Annihilape over here, so I have to put out my first shield over here onto an incoming Ice Punch, which would have taken me out, I believe, because it deals double super equip damage. To which now they comes back in with their own Whiscash over here, and I have to go for the next Aerial Ace, which I believe is not doing enough damage to take it out, but nevertheless they put up their final shield as well, which is really good for me. And let's see what the final Pokemon they have access to is going to be Bastiodon, which is not good, because as I've already mentioned, I have seen this team couple of times that people are using Basti and Whiscash code over here, but since my Skarmory was quite low, which is not good, I have to let it go, and now I have to come back with my own Gligar, but it is not having that much enough energy to withstand the Stone Edge and the Smackdown damage that hits for neutral damage over here. So the first dig actually puts the Gligar quite low, but since my Gligar is not that very highly ranked, it is going to have troublesome over here with this incoming Stone Edge and this Smackdowns over here. So now they comes back with their Whiscash, which could easily farm me down with mud shots. That's how low I was, but it was a really close battle. I end up losing the second battle over here. GG's. Moving on to the third battle, I pick up a lead against Annihilape, to which they comes back with their own Skarmory over here. So for Skarmory, I really have a good matchup against my own Whiscash over here, which I'll be going for the first call, and I believe I get the attack drop, which is really good. So Scald is such a good move right now with a really high chance of getting the attack drop, which is really good. And since this Steel Wings are resisted right now by my ground typing, so it deals virtually no damage over here. But since again it is like their attack is dropped, it is doing still less damage, and from this kind of range even a Brave Bird does not even knock me out. So but still they went for a Sky attack, which I'm not sure why, so I'll be going for the next Mud Bomb that eventually does take the Skarmory out over here. But for some reason they put out their shield, which I am fine with, because now I have to put out put off my Whiscash over here, because I'm quite sure that my Annihilape, that their Annihilape is going to have a tough time with a shield advantage Gligar over here. To which the final Pokemon that they have is revealed to be a Lantern, so my Gligar is going to core break the closure and the lead over here, which is really good for me, because now they will be going for one Surf, which I can take, which I can tank in, and then they'll be switching out into their own Annihilape over here. So for Annihilape, I will be going for the first Aerial Ace over here, which almost put it very low, and then I will be shielding up the one Ice Punch, and then I'll be going for a double, I'll be going for a farm down over here, which is going to be really good for me, because now I have enough energy to actually go for back-to-back digs over here before they can reach to the next Surf over here. So next dig coming in, which they shield up over here, and now from this kind of range I can easily go for the next dig before they could farm me down with Spark, and this will be all for this Lantern, and I get the win for the third battle over here, which is really awesome for this team, and this team was working out really super well for me. GG's. Hopping into the next battle, I pick up a lead against Lickitung over here. So Lickitung lead is quite neutral, which I'm fine with, but since it is having so much bulk over here with Lickitung, so this Steel Wing and the Steel Wing and Sky attack do add up, but still the Licks and the Body Slam, which is resisted, does add up quite well as well. Because of the defense weighted aspect of Lickitung, it is so much defense heavy that this Body Slam and Lick do add up really quickly as well. So I'll be going for the next, I believe, Brave Bird. Yeah, it's going to be Brave Bird that takes out the Lickitung over here, and I'll be switching out, I believe, into my Gligar over here, to which they comes back with their own Clodsire over here, and they switch out into their own Azumarill, which I'm fine with because Azumarill, my Whiscash does not have a really good matchup against Azumarill. Like, it's having a better matchup against Clodsire. That is the reason I'm happy that they comes out with their Azumarill over here, and I can let this next move go through as well. Because if it's going to be Ice Beam that takes me out, I really have a I good time with my Whiscash over here. So I believe I come back with my Whiscash. Nope, with my Skarmory over here, because I want them to drop their energy right now, which is good because they went for the Ice Beam, and now they comes back with their Clodsire over here. So Clodsire is having energy advantage right now, so I'll be putting up my shield over here because I'll be going for Scalds right now, which does have a chance of debuffing their attack, which is really good. So that is the reason I will be taking up chances over here, and now they put up their first shield as well, which is good. And now I'm again going to shield because the first call does not get the debuff right now, and now I can go for the next call, which I hope I do get the debuff over here. And let's see if I do get it. I do get it, which is really awesome for me right now. And now they'll be going for the next Earthquake that deals a bit of less damage, which is good. And now they comes back with their Azumarill over here, which is dry on energy. So I'll be going for the first Mud Bomb that I believe draws out the final shield, and I can easily go for the next Mud Bomb that does take out the Azumarill over here. And since their Clodsire is again dry on energy, I can easily reach to the next Mud Bomb before they can reach to the Sludge Bomb or Earthquake, and which they realize and top left the game over here out of respect, which is going to be really awesome for me. GG's. Hopping into the final battle of the video and the set, I pick up a lead against Sableye over here, to which the safe swaps out into a Lantern, which I have a really good answer with my Whiscash over here. So Lantern against the Whiscash is super good matchup because I have got Mud Bombs loaded up, and 2 Mud Bombs with the Mud Shot damage is actually enough to take down Lantern over here. But I don't want them to farm me down with my Sableye over here, so that is the reason I'll be loading up on energy, and then I'll be going for the next Mud Bomb over here. So that takes out and takes care of the Lantern, and I have got enough energy to go for the next Scald as well onto the Sableye, which is going to be hurting them quite a lot. It actually does almost 45% of its health, and now I can easily go for the next Mud Bomb as well, which I believe they will be shielding, and they have to shield because else it will put them quite low. And now I can easily come back with my Skarmory over here. So I've got advantage right now because they can go for foul plays. It does not hurt that much, and now I believe they have something that is actually going to be weak to a Skarmory, maybe a Gligar if I'm not wrong, but nevertheless that then now which the final Pokemon that is revealed is going to be tough for me, because even though I am ahead on energy and like HP with these 2 Pokemons, but still it is going to be really gruesome for me because the final Pokemon that they have access to is going to be Alolan Sandslash that is running Powder Snow over here. So I get the final shield from my opponent with a Brave Bird, and now I can easily come back with my own Gligar over here, and I have to shield 1 Ice Punch because that is the thing that is going to hurt me the most. And now I'll be going for the next dig before they can sneak in 1 more Ice Punch over here. So Dig takes care of the Alolan Sandslash, and let's see if they have enough energy to go for the next foul play or not, which they have. And this foul play I believe is not going to be enough to take me out from this kind of range, which I survive with HP or 2, and then I can easily go for the next Aerial Ace that wraps up the game as it knocks out the Sableye over here, and it gives me the win for the final battle of the video in the set over here, which is really good for me. So this team, as I've already mentioned, it was super fun and super good for me. And if you're trying out this team, do let me know how it is working out for you. You can still get like many higher ranks with this team, which I believe it have got potential against in this meta over here, because all the three Pokemon is very good and it have got bulk and coverage as well. So that will be all for this video, and see you again in the next one. Till then, peace.